Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to have cuffs on? I'm invoking my right to an attorney right now. Okay. Do you understand that?
So, take care of it.
Book me for what?
For obstruction. Obstruction.
What's going on?
I don't know. They called you. I ain't called you. I'm calling.
Who are we calling about?
Calling about me, buddy.
Calling about you?
Not calling about me. Open your ears and your mouth.
Hey, how about you watch your mouth for your ass gets thrown in the back of my car?
You gonna put me in the car, but I'm saying for my house, about private property, not bothering you. You go here talking about who am I, Polo? And I told you no.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, listen, you been on.
No, get your ass over here. You're now part of this.
I would love to know who called.
You can find that out. You know that. You can find out. I don't know who called. I do not know, but you know you'll be able to find that out. We did not know we were looking for this truck, sir. You came out as an erratic driver. Handled it how any cops would have.
Bad apples can be found everywhere, especially in law enforcement. It's always a nerve-wracking scenario when a corrupt cop gains so much power that they openly misuse their authority, thinking they're untouchable. However, there's always a bigger fish ready to reel them in. So here are 3 cases where corrupt cops were caught in the act. Let's start with Rio Arriba County Sheriff James Lujan. In 2017, Lujan helped his friend, former Espanola City Councilor Philip Chacon, evade the cops. After Chacon led Espanola police on a high-speed chase, reaching speeds over 110 miles per hour, Lujan intervened. He served Chacon a restraining order and removed him from his house, all within an hour of the chase. This action allowed Chacon to avoid arrest and showed a blatant misuse of authority by the sheriff. Additionally, on March 22, 2020, Lujan interfered in another police situation involving Chacon. On that day, officers from the Espanola Police and New Mexico State Police were at Chacon's residence, where he was a primary suspect in a stabbing and beating incident. As the officers were attempting to extract him from his house, Lujan arrived at the standoff intoxicated and attempted to make the police leave, thereby disrupting their efforts. Despite Lujan's interference, the officers remained on the scene. Eventually, Chacon was taken into custody, and weapons were recovered from his home. This incident was a key reason why multiple officers were present at his residence almost 2 months later.
Bring who in?
Phil Chacon? That's who you have a warrant for?
Right.
Pull everybody out. I'll bring him in.
Pull them out.
Huh?
I don't want to pull them back.
Excuse me? I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I will bring him in. Okay? We don't need to make this bigger than what it is.
Hey, the sheriff just pulled in, and he's asking us to pull back, and he'll pull him in, but he's been drinking. I can smell it on him. We're gonna need somebody. Huh? Yeah. Okay, we need to pull somebody over here, somebody above me, because he's already pushing his weight around with me. So. Okay. The sheriff is here. He's trying to make us pull back, and he said he'll call him out, but we're not pulling back. He does know him, but he's not coming. We're not gonna pull back because he says so. No. It's not gonna happen. Just let you guys know, okay? Yeah. I'm getting hold of the chief now. We're not pulling back. Hi, I'm waiting for, I told Jeremy, Jeremy's calling Command 1 now. But do you smell it, or am I the only one who smells it?
Yeah, please do something about it.
Lujan had informed his own deputies about hiding Chacon and instructed them to keep it a secret. However, Deputy Cody Lattin testified against him, stating that he felt intimidated into remaining silent about the incident. This testimony led to a search of Lujan's house on May 21st, 2020. Cody's testimony wasn't the only reason for the house search. Lujan's interference in Chacon's arrest in March 2020 also contributed to the decision to conduct the search. On the day of the search, Lujan was en route to his duties when multiple squads and officers arrived at his house, surrounding it from all sides. Moments later, later, he arrived at the scene, visibly confused as to why his home was surrounded by police, acting as if unaware of his previous actions. Among the officers were 2 of his own deputies, and the shock on his face was evident when he saw Deputy Cody Lattin. He was soon placed in cuffs, and, to his further dismay, was handled by his own deputies, amplifying his shock and disbelief that they had breached the trust he had placed in them.
Morning, sir. Executing search warrant. Sheriff Lujan.
Search warrant for him or?
For the building as well.
What?
I have no idea. It's house. But no, just stay here. No, I can't have you enter the scene.
You guys are f***ed up, man.
Why are they beating on things?
Let's get him on the opposite side of this truck.
Cody?
Let's go on the
I can't
opposite
tell.
side.
Why is that? That's messed up.
Let's walk over here. That's what I'm saying. Let's get him on the opposite side of this truck.
Well, you got Tabitha over there.
The press also arrived at the scene, capturing pictures of Lujan in handcuffs, which he visibly resented. He then began to complain, almost childishly, that the handcuffs were causing him pain. However, the cuffs were actually loose enough that the deputies could easily fit their fingers between the cuffs and his wrists, making it clear that his discomfort was exaggerated.
The press out here taking pictures of me in handcuffs.
Push him around into the doorway. Yeah, push him around into the doorway. At least to the doorway.
This is ridiculous.
Keep him up there.
Hold on, we have press
Keep
right
him
here.
up there.
Come over here, sir.
Keep him
Sheriff,
up there.
Sheriff,
Let's go.
What are you doing?
Stay out here.
You don't have to. Just stand. Just stand. Just stand.
Put him on this side of the truck. Put him on the outside of the truck.
It hurts.
They're loose, sir. They're loose.
No, they're not loose.
They're not even.
Sheriff, those are loose. Stick your finger in there. Can you stick your finger in there? Yes, I can. Well, they hurt.
One of the officers then requested that Lujan unlock his phone so they could search for evidence. Instead of complying or refusing, Lujan diverted the conversation back to his handcuffs, complaining once again that they were too tight.
Jesus.
And one is for your iPhone.
Okay.
So I'm going to read a stipulation.
Can you take these handcuffs off? They hurt. They hurt. Am I under arrest?
You're being detained.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to have cuffs on? They hurt.
We'll take them off in a minute. This won't take long.
You have a search warrant for my iPhone. You got my iPhone. You want a search warrant for the building. You're searching the building. I don't know what you're searching for, though.
I'm going to tell you.
As Lujan was not complying, the officer showed him the search warrant and also said that he wouldn't search through the phone, but rather just remove the security setting so that the investigation team could go through his phone. But Lujan didn't comply with this as well and said that he needed his attorney.
Let me explain this. Let me explain. As soon as I find the page.
Units, make sure you guys stay running hot.
So on this is signed by a district court judge.
Good.
Okay? Judge Bowman. First judicial. So this search warrant gives me the authorization to seize your phone. Okay? Search your phone.
Okay.
But it also gives me the authorization. So what I'm asking you to unlock your phone, unlock it, give it back to me, I'm going to remove the security settings. I don't want your passcode. I'm not asking for your passcode. I'm asking you to unlock the phone. Per the search warrant, you can read it if you want under number 2.
I will if I get a chance to talk to my attorney.
It doesn't work like that.
Marty, get off.
This is not a negotiation, sir. I'm telling you, the warrant says it right there. You can talk to your attorney when this is all done. When this is all done.
The officer informed Lujan that if he complied with the warrant's requirements, he would be free to leave, and the officers would also depart. However, Lujan began arguing about being in cuffs, despite the fact that he was merely detained at that point. In response, the officer ordered the deputies to escort him to the patrol car, resulting in his actual arrest.
But right now, we're trying to get you to comply with the warrant. The warrant stipulates exactly what we want. You give us that, we'll get the phone, we're out of here. That's it. What do you want to do, Sheriff?
Right now, I am under arrest. Because I am under arrest. I am in handcuffs. I'm not free to leave. I'm not free to leave? Am I free to leave? No. Then, if I'm under arrest, I have a right to an attorney, correct?
You do.
Okay.
And I'm not questioning you.
I'm invoking my right to an attorney right now.
Okay.
You understand that?
So, take him in.
Book me for
Book it. For obstruction. Obstruction. Book it.
I'm not obstructing.
Take him over here to our unit. Take him over here to our unit.
Over here, Sheriff. Over here.
Sheriff. They're gonna book me.
Really?
Look.
Stop. Just walk.
What are you doing? Stop, Sheriff. What are you doing?
Look, what is it?
No, really.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. I'm telling you what the warrant stipulates.
I understand that.
I told you what the warrant stipulates. You have the opportunity to cooperate. If you want to cooperate, you're going to jail. Have a seat.
If you thought Lujan wouldn't complain about his handcuffs again, you were mistaken. As the officers searched him and placed him in the patrol car, he continued to protest that his handcuffs were too tight.
Alright, you good? Why is already full?
Take the whole thing off. No, I haven't been searched. Just take me so we can do it.
You want to make sure you don't have any knives.
I don't have any knives. I don't have any weapons. That's my wallet. My keys to my truck. I don't have any weapons. I really don't. You took my weapon. As a matter of fact, you left it on the back of my truck over there. You get somebody to secure it.
We'll secure everything for you.
Can you move these to the front?
No, sir. Yes. Again, department policy.
Well, it's tighter than hell. They hurt.
Sheriff, those are very, very loose.
Really? Nah.
Let me see if I can fit you. Very, very loose.
Lujan was subsequently charged with aiding a felon and intimidating a witness, resulting in a sentence of 3 years in prison, 2 years for the intimidation charge, and an additional year for aiding Shakan. The judge presiding over the case emphasized that Lujan had misused his authority and was not above the law, underscoring that his position did not grant him immunity to act without consequence.
The people of Marion County elected you to be sheriff. They put their trust in you to uphold the law, and you let them down.
Moving on to the next case, we have an arrogant officer who arrested an innocent person simply because his ego was slighted when he was told he couldn't hear properly. But before diving in, a quick like would be greatly appreciated. On April 13th, 2018, officers in Chattanooga, Tennessee responded to a 911 call reporting a man named Polo threatening the caller with a gun. According to the caller, the suspect was described as a heavy-set black man with short hair, dressed in green and black pants. The officers arrived to find the suspect suspect had already fled, but they noticed Nate Carter, a local resident, checking his mailbox in a purple t-shirt and black shorts. Officer Cody Thomas approached Nate, mistakenly asking if he was Polo. Nate denied this, explaining the incident occurred elsewhere. The victim then confirmed making the 911 call. When Officer Cody asked whom they had called about, Nate clarified it wasn't himself, leading to a misunderstanding. Nate corrected the officer, stating he wasn't the suspect, but also advised him to open his ears and shut his mouth, causing tensions to escalate.
E Polo? Now what's your name? What's going on? Who are we calling about? Calling about you? Hey, how about you watch your mouth for your ass gets thrown in the back of my car?
You go here talking about who am I polo? I told you no.
Hey, listen. No, get your ass over here. You're now part of this. Come here.
Officer Thomas drew his taser and threatened to shoot Nate Carter's dog, which was barking in the front yard. Carter tried to retreat into his house, prompting Thomas to fire the taser, striking Carter in the back and causing him to fall on his front porch.
Come here.
You can't go for what?
I'll shoot your dog.
Shoot my dog, boy. You can't come in my yard.
Get over here now. Get over here right now. Taser deployed. Start me at 20.
Carter retreated inside his home, prompting Officer Thomas to call for backup. While this was happening, the caller was trying to say something to the officer, but the officer ordered him to get in his house and didn't even listen to him. Later, Carter emerged with his family, only to find several officers, including Thomas, aiming guns and tasers at them and their dog. Once the family was safely out of the way, officers moved in to arrest Carter.
With your hands up. Over here now! Y'all come here! Hey, y'all come here! Everything's okay! You stay right there! Hey, you come over there! You go over there! Come here! Come here now! Come here now! Get away from the dog!
I'm taking my mail off! Man, what the fuck on the ground for? Listen this, sir! Man, for real! For real! You gotta take my mail! For real! Man, for real! Are you serious?
Get close, I got him. Get close, I got him.
For real! For real! For real! I can't even resist you now! For real! For real! I'm on! For real! So when you get your hand in my head? For real! Don't touch me, dude! I'm not even doing nothing! For real! No, for real! So you ready to hand the gun? For real! For real! For real! You put my kid! I'm taking my mail! I'm taking my mail! For real! Are you serious? I took my mail! For real! Y'all get my kid there! Why did you take my mail? For real! Ow! Why are you doing that? Man, why y'all doing that? Did I take my mail? Man, time for somebody else! Man, for real! For real!
Get in the car.
Man, for real!
Yes.
I'm tight! You got the handcuffs too tight!
Who cares? Get in the car.
Who cares?
Get in the car.
Man, for real!
For real, get in the car.
Watch the foot!
The caller came back to the scene and stated that they had mistakenly identified the wrong person. Officer Thomas insisted that earlier, the caller had confirmed Nate as the suspect they were looking for, but this assertion proved incorrect, as the body cam footage did not support such a claim.
You called, correct?
Yeah.
Was this about him, correct?
No. It was another guy, but he ran through. He had the Glock. He was standing by that telephone pole, and he was talking about shooting up. Me and her was in there playing cards, and he was talking about he was talking about shooting up in her.
Because when I walked up, you said, yes, that's him.
No, I did.
Yes, you did, because I walked up and I said, who are you here about? And you said, yeah, that's why I'm here. And so when I started confronting him about going in the house, that's when all this erupted. I asked you, and I said,
I misunderstood what you said.
because when I walked up here, I said, is this him? He was like, no, you're talking about open your ears, blah, blah, blah. And I said, is this why I'm here? And you said, yes, that's why you're here.
Yeah, because when you started going toward him to the steps, I was hollering, that's not him. But he was all, but he just ignorant. He always,
Yeah, I know.
You know, talk and you know, just act a total fool.
Yeah.
Moments later, Officer Thomas's supervisor arrived at the scene and informed him that Nate was standing in the middle of the road, which led to the mistaken suspicion. Even this was a blatant lie, and it was pretty clear that his actions were driven by ego rather than factual evidence. Nate's assertion that the officer should open up his ears and listen properly seems justified, given two key points. Initially, the caller had indicated Nate wasn't the person in question, and when Officer Thomas directly asked Nate if he was Polo, Nate denied it and directed him to speak with the caller for clarification.
So what else needs to be done now besides just the initial report and taking him to Erlanger?
Yeah, you got to take him to Erlanger. Once he gets cleared there, then he's clear to go to jail. And then you just got to get East Force for the taser and the takedown.
Because I pulled up here and he was standing out in the middle of the road, and I was like, well, I'm guessing this guy could be it.
What was the, I didn't even hear what the initial call was.
Somebody said they had a gun, they were threatening to shoot this guy. And so when I pulled up, he walked out of the house, and this guy was telling me to, like, I said, hey, are you Polo? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, leave me alone. Like, he's calling you shoot. He's like going like this, like shoot, shoot. And I was like, well, I'm trying to figure out why I'm here. And he's like, he called you, not me. Now go deal with him. And I was like, I said something to him. I asked him, like, what is your name? He made some comment. I said, what? And he said, how about you open up your ears and shut your mouth? And I was like, how about, I said, excuse me? And then so I asked him for his ID, and he was like, man, what you talking about, leave me alone? Well, in my mind, that's the guy who has the gun. And he had his body turned like this the whole time, but wouldn't move at all. He wouldn't move. And I was like, I said something to him. I said, how about you come over here to give me your ID? And he was like, no, I'm going back in my mouth, or going back in my house. And I said, come here right now. And he said, for what? I said, give me your ID. I said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But the whole time he's going like this, and then he got a step towards me and started walking back in the house. So I'm thinking he's going to go get, either do something with the gun. So I tased him right in the back. And then that's when he rode it for a solid 3 seconds, and then tripped up the stairs. And that's when he slammed the door, and that's when the barbs, I guess the second barb came out, but one stuck in him. And then he came back in the house, and so I pulled my car to where I can get behind it, because I didn't know if he was going to come back out and try to shoot. And then he came back out, but he was like still hiding behind the door. So I was like, he has a gun in his hand, and something bad's about to go down. That's when he kept going in and out, in and out. Y'all walked up, and his girls walked out. One's a boy. Oh, was it?
Another officer who arrived at the scene later recognized the wrongful arrest but chose not to confront Officer Thomas. Instead, they inquired about the charges Thomas intended to file against Nate, aiming to align their story when informing Cody's family.
Say it again?
So what are you charging him with, so I can tell his wife when she get here that she's going to get asked without.
Disorderly and resisting. And if Danez couldn't help me with make up anything else. But that's what I have right now, is disorderly resisting. I didn't figure out it.
When Thomas returned to his patrol car, Nate confronted him, questioning why he had been arrested. Thomas responded without remorse or shame, laughing off the incident as though he had done nothing wrong. Nate informed him that he would see Thomas in court.
I'm checking my mail. Right. I don't sell drugs, don't do nothing. Take care of my kids. Right.
Good for you.
Right. You want to do all that? I came outside ruined it after I got my kids together. And you still want to jump on one leg and push my face in the ground and stuff like I was trying to resist you? You're a coward, dog. You're a coward.
Thank you. You make...
Coward, I hope you live. Sleep good at night.
Oh, I do. I sleep really good. Oh, thank you.
You don't go to church or nothing. You're nothing.
Thank you.
Come, dog.
Oh, thank you.
Right, you are. I know, thank you.
That means so much.
It takes a person to say thank you to somebody that's telling you the truth.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
Respect for y'all. No, that ain't hell no. Right. Respect for you, dog. You take me to Erlanger for you don't care about my safety, my well-being. Right. You don't care about nothing but your personal agenda. Trying to save your ass, but you had no reason to even talk to me. You weren't calling for my address. Right. So you would check on who had the gun call, whatever was called, did you? Did you check on that the reason why you came?
I did.
No, you did.
I did?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Right. Go wrestle me, gang, and now you killing me. Right. Fuck wrong. 41 years old, come outside and check my mail, and I go to jail. This must become this resistance arrest. I resist arrest, you had no right. You had no right to stop and detain me. What law was I breaking? What nothing? You did not give me any statute code of my Fourth Amendment right to tell me why you were stopping me. Man, go on, man. Take me to jail.
I will.
Make sure you come to court.
I will.
Man, I know you won't. Make sure you come to court.
I will.
Testify. We're going all the way to trial.
No, we will.
Yeah, we're going to trial. Set it to trial. Upstairs, 3rd floor. Right, no plea deal.
After his arrest, Nate Carter was taken to the police department and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. However, on November the 2nd, 2018, both charges were dismissed. Following a complaint filed against the Chattanooga Police Department, an internal affairs investigation determined that Officer Thomas had used excessive force beyond department guidelines, filed inaccurate reports, ignored prisoner complaints, and engaged in unnecessary and unprofessional behavior during citizen interactions. As a result, Officer Thomas received an 80-hour suspension. In April 2019, Nate Carter filed a lawsuit alleging excessive force, malicious prosecution, false arrest, assault, and battery. He sought $1 million in compensatory damages and $2 million in punitive damages. The case was ultimately settled for an undisclosed amount and dismissed in November 2019. Coming to our last case, we have another arrogant officer who believed his position would shield him from consequences. However, his abuse of power caught up with him, and he was eventually arrested. On April 27, 2018, cops received a call from concerned citizens regarding a black Chevrolet truck driving erratically on Breakwater Road toward Route 9. The caller also mentioned that the driver was driving at a high speed, and adding the driver had run a red light, and also mentioned that nearly crashed other vehicles multiple times. Two officers quickly responded to the call and located the vehicle, but rather than directly speaking to him, the officers first noticed the driving pattern of the driver, and that the driver was not able to maintain the lane of travel, and also had crossed over the center line as well as the fog line numerous times. The officers attempted to pull over the truck in the area of Route 9, but the driver turned to Honeysuckle and continued for another quarter mile before coming to a halt. The driver was identified as Lower Township Police Lieutenant Johnny Chu. The officers then approached Chu and immediately noticed an odor of alcohol coming from his breath.
Go to the hospital. Come right back to the couch.
Just be advised that Mindy is in the lobby.
Driver call on you. I guess Noosh just had some observation. We have to handle this like anything else. He's gonna ask you to step out. We already talked to Lieutenant Brioli. All right. He's gonna make sure you're safe to operate the vehicle.
I was driving half a mile.
I understand, but everything's recorded now, sir. You know that. We got to handle it how we have to handle it. Trust us. We don't want to be put in this position either.
I get it.
The officers then conducted field sobriety tests on Chu. He did 3 of them, and he clearly showed signs of impairment.
Can you step out, sir? He's just going to talk to you. You know how it is. He's going to ask you some questions, make sure you're all right.
I'm fine.
Do me a favor, can you just take your hat off for me, please, sir? Can you just take your hat off? Feet together, hands down your side.
LT, let's get him off this. We don't want to do it in the middle of the road here. Let's get him off the side. I'm going to kill my lights too, all right? I just put the back on. LT, let's get you out of the middle of the road. We don't want you in the middle of the road here. Let's go off to the side.
All right, LT, just go check your eyes real quick. Hands on your side, feet together. You see tip my finger? I want you to follow it with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Just your eyes. Don't move your head for me, all right? right here for me? Left foot on the line. Use an imaginary line. I want you to place your right foot in front of your left foot. Heel to toe contact. Put your hands down to your side. I want you to remain in that position until I tell you to do otherwise. Put your left foot. Touch the heel and touch your right foot.
Call 90.
I have a call on hold. Can you do that for me?
Is it urgent?
Actually,
When it was time to do the last one, he refused to do it. The officers were sure that Chu was impaired, so they informed him that he was under arrest for driving under the influence.
2, 3. When you start the test, until you're finished. Count each step out loud. While you're counting, I want you to look down at your feet. Do you understand those instructions? Can you get back in the starting position for me, please, sir? Left foot on the line, right foot in front of you. Begin. Test I want you to perform. Leg of your choosing. You're going to raise that leg approximately 6 inches off the ground. You're going to keep your foot parallel to the ground, both knees locked out. You're going to count in this manner. 1001, 1002, 1003, and so forth until I tell you to stop. Do you understand those instructions?
Yes.
Begin. Do you not wish to complete the test, sir? You got to get your hands off the truck, sir. All right, I'll give it to you again. Hands together, feet down at your side. You're going to raise either leg of your choice. Approximately. Keep your foot parallel to the ground. And you're going to count. 1001, 1002, 1003. While you're counting, I want you to look down at your toe. Keep both knees locked out. Do you understand?
You know what?
Hold on, so, LT. You don't want to complete the test?
No, I don't.
Okay. You want to give it? You don't want to complete the test, sir?
No.
All right. Sir, you know we don't want to be put in this position.
You know what, John? I get it.
You don't have your weapon on you or anything. You don't have any firearms.
No, it's shit.
No, it's stuff I got to ask, sir. Here, LT.
Shit, no.
Okay.
No.
All right. LT, we're gonna have to bring you in and put you on the box based on the test. You know we don't want to do this. We have to do. Everything's recorded. You understand that?
No, I get that.
You want me to grab your phone or anything? Your phone's not on you, right? Just might want to check to make sure it doesn't have anything on it. Okay. All right, nothing personal. Our safety and yours. You know what we have to do. I just want to check to make sure you don't have anything on you. All right, up.
Shit, you know what, John? Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
All right. Can you walk back to this car with us, please?
No. You know what?
What's it?
I would love to know who called.
You can find that out. You know that. You can find out. I don't know who called. I do not know, but you know you'll be able to find that out. We did not know we were looking for this truck, sir. You came out as an erratic driver. Handled it how any cops would have.
The officers informed Chu that they would not handcuff him in the back, but would rather do it in the front, respecting his position. But he refused to cooperate with this as well.
LT, you know you can't do that, sir. We can't have you in the front seat.
I can't have you in the front seat.
We're not going to cuff you in the back, okay? We're going to do it in the front, all right?
Are you serious?
Sir, you understand this. You would hate to be in our position too. John, please, please, John. Please, John. John, please. We'll get you the help you need. Let's just, come on. You know we don't want to do this to you. All right, but we gotta get you. We gotta get this process up. People are starting to calm. We're all gonna get. You know what? Other people responding out here. Sir, I would like you. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna get you behind this door so no one sees. Mike's gonna put the cuffs on you in.
No, there's no cuffs.
Yeah, what I have to do? We policies and procedures. Let me call the LT. Just you can shut the door for now. Oh man. Did you search him? Make sure you search him, Mike. This is gonna be.
You pat him for weapons, right?
I pat him for weapons, but just do a. You know this is gonna be scrutinized and.
I'm gonna search it real quick, alright?
The officers then convinced Chu to wear handcuffs after speaking to their lieutenant.
We got cuffs in the front. We can do it in the front, but we gotta do it. LT, we just talked to Lieutenant Prioli. We have to, in the front, we'll do it right here. Don't have to do it behind your back. Okay? Please cooperate.
John, come on.
John, we don't want this to turn into anything more. You know that. We don't want it, but we cannot lose our jobs. You understand, sir? You're my first sergeant. Thank you.
He was then taken to the police department, where the on-duty administrator, also a lieutenant, conducted a breath alcohol concentration test that came back as 0.36%, which is way more than the legal limit amount. At the station, the administrator read Chu his Miranda warnings in the booking room. As the administrator completed each sentence of the Miranda right, he asked to Chu if he understood. In response, Chu raised his right hand and extended the middle finger in the administrator's direction.
All right, John, you have the right to remain silent. You understand that? Okay, duly noted. Anything you say can and will be used as evidence against you in a court of law. Do you understand that? Okay. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you wish to answer any questions? I'm going to take that as a no.
On September 13, 2018, John Chu pleaded guilty to driving under the influence. His driver's license was revoked for 7 months. Additionally, John Chu no longer remained an employee of the Lower Township Police Department.
Can I see it, sir?
Yeah. Can you come over here, man?
No, I'm afraid of y'all, sir.
Why are you afraid?
3 years, sir. I'm afraid of
All right, I'm gonna walk you through. Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it out.
Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it. Am I right?
Well, it's off your shoulders now, man.
Hands behind your back.
What?
Hands behind your back. Out. Let's go. Come on.
Sorry, I had to do this. Sorry, I had to do
contact.
this.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
The world we live in today is increasingly stained by hatred, evil deeds, and horrific incidents often perpetrated by those we least suspect. Given this reality, it is crucial to exercise caution, especially around people we do not fully trust. Today, we dive into 4 cases where it dawned on police officers that the people they were talking to were actually cold-blooded killers, and how the interactions eventually turned out. On the 5th of 2022, 24-year-old Antoine Symes contacted the Kennesaw, Georgia police quarters with an unusual complaint that he was rendered bad customer service, and that when he complained, he was kicked out of the restaurant. The situation began with a calm discussion between Mr. Antoine and the police officers. Mr. Antoine explained that he had called the police because he received poor service. He was given a receipt without an order number, causing a delay until their fries were served cold. He further explained that he asked for fresh fries, but the restaurant attendant rudely refused and insisted on giving him a refund instead. As he was in the middle of his explanations, the officer interrupted him with a question, "What's your last name?" To which he responded and identified as Antoine Symes.
Okay, what's up?
Basically, we went in there, purchased some food. I guess there's something wrong with their server. A lady before us tried to order on the little box thing. She said that wasn't working. He had to stop us from ordering and go help her.
Okay.
So he probably frustrated at work. We ordered the food. He couldn't print us a receipt.
Okay.
So he said the receipt would be printed in the back. Order was called, but we don't even know our order number.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now our food is sitting there cold. So when I come up, I say, you know, I try to fry. The fries they're lukewarm, but they're not hot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just asked him, can we get some fresh fries?
Okay.
He said, okay, the fries are not hot. Touch the fries. I said, no, they're not hot. And at this point, you don't touch them. So, you know, can I just get a fresh set?
Okay.
So is he getting the fries? And I said, can I also get the receipt? That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, sir. 5 minutes ago, I can run my store however I want to run my store.
Okay.
Sir, I done paid. He said, matter of fact, you can leave my property. Get off my property now. Or you can come and get, I'll do a refund. I said, sir, with Cash App card, it's 3 to 7 business days to do a refund. Just give me my set of fries and my receipt. That's what you're supposed to do anyway when I pay for my order.
What's your last name?
Sims.
S-I-M-S?
S-I-M-E-S.
E-S. And first name?
A-N-T-O-I-N-E.
O-I-A-N-E. A-N-T-O-I-A-N-E.
After listening to Antoine's account, the officer spoke with the manager to hear his perspective. The manager confirmed that Antoine had complained about his cold fries, but did so rudely, using crude and offensive language. As the manager explained the situation, his body language indicated that Antoine had been aggressive and disrespectful, even though the manager had remained polite. The manager informed the police that he had offered Antoine a refund, since he was dissatisfied with the service. However, according to the manager, Antoine demanded both a refund and fresh food.
Oh, break it down for me. What happened?
He insists that all his food's cold.
Okay.
He's burning my hands, so whatever. That's, doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Took it to the next level, starts cussing me. You better give me fresh fries, mother. It's like, what? Here's a little old lady, and she just came up to us and said, you need to talk to the police. It's like, no, I got it. Starts losing it, starts shoving his food at me. And I said, sorry. I said, well, tell you what, you can take your business elsewhere, give me a car, give me a refund. No, you're not going to give me an effing refund, you're going to give me food and my money back. I said, okay, look, sir. I shoved his food. I took his food. So he got nothing to shove at me, because next thing you know, he's throwing his drink at me. So I took his food, took it to the Sprite, put it in the trash. Here's give me your card, I'll give you a refund, take your business elsewhere. Please don't come back.
Okay.
Scream at me, I'll have CT.
Did you give him his refund? Like, is that all part?
He refused to.
Okay.
You're not going to give me
After listening to both accounts, the officers explained to Mr. Antoine a very common and general aspect of life, that the business owner had the right to choose to remake the food for him or not to. He is only entitled to the money that the manager had agreed to refund after all. The officer went on to inform him that the manager had banned him from coming to the store too, and he was served a peace order form to make sure that he didn't violate this agreement, as he would face jail.
Deal. As a business owner, he has the right to not remake your food. He is willing to do a refund. He has no problems doing a refund, but he's not going to remake your food. As a business owner, he can do that. He does not want you coming back in the store. He actually wants us to criminally trespass you, so you will not be allowed back at this McDonald's.
I don't even stay here.
It doesn't matter. He's requested it. We got to do it. It's not a big deal. It's a piece of. No, we're not charging you. It's a piece of paper we're going to give you that's going to say, hey, you can't come back to this McDonald's. That's all it is. Yeah, this is completely civil. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
About it later on. No, I don't want to complain about it.
So.
I'm just don't understand what I did wrong.
No, you're good. All right, so hang out with him. I'm going to get that form. It's a simple form that says, hey, just don't come back to this McDonald's. Now, I'll tell you, if you do come back to this McDonald's and we get caught out here, you go to jail.
As the situation escalated, the police officer approached Mr. Antoine to sign the peace order form as agreed. Little did Antoine know, things were about to take a dramatic turn for the worse. When the officer entered his name into the system, it triggered an alert indicating that Antoine was a wanted individual with a history of violence. It seemed to me that he felt what was coming. Thus, he became agitated and uneasy. Antoine approached them hesitantly, expressing his fear of the police. Realizing the situation was dire, he suddenly bolted, attempting to escape just as the officers confirmed his arrest. Antoine's attempt to flee only escalated the chaos, turning his paranoia about getting caught into a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Wanted person, caution, violence, armed and dangerous.
All right, Mr. Sims, come over here. I'm going to have you sign this.
I'm not under arrest or anything, yo.
No, sir. Just come over here. I'm going to have you sign this real quick.
I said I'm not under arrest or anything.
No, you're not. Yeah, just come over here. I'm going to have you sign this real quick.
You have to sign it saying that you don't want to come back to the property.
So you'll Fill this part out.
Can I see it, sir?
Yeah. Can you come over here, man?
No, I'm afraid of y'all, sir.
Why are you afraid?
3 years, sir. I'm afraid of you.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through. Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it out.
Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill. Am I right?
Yeah.
No, let's make it.
As the situation continued, the police officers ran after him, and in a minute, they had already got him at a nearby apartment. They discovered that he was recently released on bond for an alleged murder. Cold French fries turned into a twist of fate for Mr. Antoine. Very unfortunate indeed.
Car. 6-2 Kennesaw, call cop. Got him! Contact! Contact, backside!
If you think this is the dumbest way of getting caught by the police, wait until you check out our second case. But before we do that, take a minute to like and subscribe to our channel for more of these shocking, interesting, and jaw-dropping cases. Now let's go on to our second case. On May 31st, 2023, in Roswell, New Mexico, 37-year-old Tony Ferralta experienced a pivotal moment when he dialed 911 to report a shocking crime. During the phone call, the officer spoke with an individual who admitted to committing a murder. In a shocked tone, the officer repeated, "You killed somebody?" To which the caller responded affirmatively. The conversation progressed with the officer obtaining the caller's location, which was also confirmed.
Sir, tell me exactly what happened.
Well, I killed somebody.
You killed somebody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you said you're at the Allsup's over there at Country Club in Maine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on 1 second for me, okay? I might get some help over there for you.
Upon arriving at the specified location, the officers encountered a weary-looking middle-aged man sitting alone in the sun. When the officers asked to be shown the house where the crime occurred, he calmly complied and agreed to take them there.
Where at?
On 5th Street.
What's the address?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir.
How'd you get up here? You walked?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
a long time ago is what he's saying.
I'm just trying to cover it.
You try to cover it up?
Yeah.
The guilt?
Well, hell yeah.
You doing okay? You're all sweaty. You run here? Or?
No, I drank.
Oh, you drank all that water right there?
No.
Would you show me where it's at?
What?
If I took you, would you be willing to show me where it's at?
Do I have to go there right now?
Well, that way we know where the house is. Okay. I'll let you finish your thing.
Let's go.
It's truly remarkable how some individuals can remain eerily calm in the face of their own horrific actions. As the case progressed and he was taken in for questioning at the police station, the haggard, worn out, and seemingly exhausted man confirmed that he had been drinking, hopefully not as a tactic to obscure the details of his earlier call. The man continued to confess to the murder and even revealed where he had buried the body. In a disturbingly matter-of-fact tone, devoid of any remorse or humor, he confirmed that the victim's body was inside his house. If you have any doubts, he added, seeing the body will put your mind at ease. Talk about a chilling sense of reassurance. He is confirmed to have buried the deceased, who he identified as Bill, in his house under the influence of drugs meth.
Will prove easier said than done.
I've been drinking.
You've been drinking?
Yeah.
Okay. It's my understanding you called us, is that correct?
Hell yeah.
You want this off?
Yeah.
You called us, but it's kind of mixed messages. You have handcuffs in there.
I killed somebody, dude, and I buried him.
Okay. Do you feel like you're able to leave if you wanted, or do you want to be here?
Hell yeah.
You want to
I confessed to a murder.
Okay. How much are you ready to drink today?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah. Just, when you find his fucking body, dude, it'll make you feel better. It's at his house.
That'll make you feel better?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to live with this shame anymore.
It's my understanding you're willing to take us to the house.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Did it happen at the house?
It did.
It did?
I was on meth really bad.
Okay.
And I killed him because he didn't give me no money. And I buried him in his house.
In his house? Do you remember his name?
His name was Bill.
How long ago?
I don't know. Too long ago. Don't ever say. Don't kill nobody that you don't have to.
Alright, Tony, well, tell you what, give me a sec, we're gonna go for a car ride. Do you want to do that?
To his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As they prepared to accompany Mr. Ferralta to the house where the alleged crime took place, the officers appeared to harbor doubts about his claims and opted to do more questioning. I mean, his demeanor seemed unusually calm and collected for someone confessing to such a serious offense. I would like to agree that given his earlier admission to consuming alcohol and drugs, one might speculate that they suspected he could have been experiencing hallucinations. Upon being questioned about the physical appearance of the deceased, he kept on saying, "I don't remember." Mr. Ferralta went on to say that he knows that he killed him because he was high after taking a lot of meth that he consumed through sniffing.
Deal, brother. We need some more details.
All right, what do you want?
To be able to prove it.
Okay.
So, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
What year do you think this was?
I don't remember.
How old do you think you were?
I don't remember.
What does the victim look like? Or what did the victim
remember.
look like? What do you mean you don't remember?
I don't remember. I just know that I killed him.
Why do you know that?
Because I knew that I killed him and I kept it a secret. I was high and I didn't give a fuck.
Okay. What were you high on?
Meth.
Meth? Smoke it or shoot it?
I shot it.
Shot it? How much did you use a day?
A lot.
The interrogation persisted. The officers probed Mr. Ferralta further, questioning the motive behind the murder. They pressed him on the method he used to commit the crime, but once again, he professed no memory of the event. It became apparent at this point that Mr. Ferralta's account was riddled with inconsistencies. However, he did confess to burying the body, indicating its location on the left side of a room, buried just a few inches deep. Despite this information, the officers remained unconvinced and decided to keep him in the vehicle until he sobered up, a reasonable precaution given the circumstances, and reminded him that if this was a lie, he would be charged with false reporting.
No.
That's probably why I'm confessing.
So, what was the reason that you killed him?
I don't have a reason.
You didn't have a reason? Well, we're gonna go see if he's in there.
Okay.
But how'd you kill him?
I killed him.
How? Did you shoot him?
No.
Did you hit him with a bat?
I killed him.
How'd you kill him?
I don't remember.
Where's he at inside the house?
I don't remember.
Huh? Where's did you bury him?
On the side house right there.
What part?
The part right there.
Yeah, but what part of that room?
The left side.
The left side?
Yeah, if you pull the board up and dig him up.
How deep is he buried?
Not very far.
Not very far?
Nope.
Are we talking like inches?
Yep.
Or like feet?
Inches.
Are you under the influence of anything right now?
Yeah, I'm drinking alcohol.
You've been drinking? You want to wait and talk to us once you're sober?
Yeah, can you take me to the police station or what?
No, we're going to leave you here for right now.
What do you mean?
Because we got to do this. So you're going to stay here.
Okay.
If we find something, then obviously we'll have more to talk about. But we need details to start working on this. So if you can
I already gave you every single detail.
Right, but there's a lot of I don't know. So I'm saying if you start to remember those things, otherwise you're going to stay here for a little while.
Okay.
Okay. And if this is a lie, you're going to be charged with false reporting.
The case progressed, and Mr. Ferralta was given food to help sober up, with the officer trying to be polite, probably decongest the tension in the room. In a calm and polite voice, the officer continued with the questioning, and he kept on positively insisting that he was sure he killed somebody. At this moment, Mr. Ferralta got emotional and started sobbing, whilst confessing and admitting that he does not remember what happened, nor does he remember why. Probably it's the guilty conscience that haunted him to confess to this crime.
You like onions? I got them without. I hate onions. I know how some people are. You either hate them or you love them. Have you been here for a little while? At the police department? Mm-hmm. Tell me what happened, man.
I killed somebody a long time ago.
Okay. Why? What happened?
I don't know, sir.
I've been told his name is Bill. But it's really William, right?
I don't know.
Do you remember what happened? Why?
I just remember I just needed to confess, and that was it.
How did you do it? Do you not remember, or you just don't want to say it?
I just don't want to talk anymore.
The situation continued to escalate, becoming increasingly tense and emotional as Mr. Ferralta began sobbing uncontrollably. The officers pressed on with their questioning, attempting to grasp what had driven him to such drastic action. In a sorrowful, hoarse voice, Mr. Ferralta confessed that his heart was aching. He admitted that the weight of his actions haunted him daily, eroding his conscience. One could almost pity the man if it weren't for the gravity of his crime. It was during this conversation that the police officer noted that Mr. William Blodgett, who was reported missing by his son 14 years ago, was murdered by Ferralta.
You been drinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my understanding you called us, is that correct?
Hell yeah.
You want this off?
Yeah.
You called us, but it's kind of mixed messages. You had handcuffs in here.
I killed somebody, dude, and I buried him.
Okay. Do you feel like you're able to leave if you wanted, or do you want to be here?
Hell yeah.
You want to
I confessed to a murder.
Okay. How much are you ready to drink today?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah. When you find his fucking body, dude, that'll make you feel better. It's at his house.
That'll make you feel better?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to live with this shame anymore.
It's my understanding you're willing to take us to the house.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Did it happen at the house?
It did.
It did?
I was on meth really bad.
Okay.
And I killed him because he didn't give me no money. And I buried him in his house.
In his house? Do you remember his name?
His name was Bill.
How long ago?
I don't know. Too long, boss. Don't ever say. Don't kill nobody that you don't have to.
Alright, Tony, well, tell you what, give me a sec, we're gonna go for a car ride. Do you want to do that?
To his house, or what?
Yeah.
Finally, Ferralta was charged guilty to the second-degree murder of Mr. William Blodgett and was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. This case brought out a combination of sorrow and disbelief. It's a cold world out there. Now let's move on to our third case. Fatima Ortiz and her boyfriend Carlos Pichardo were heading back to their Las Cruces, New Mexico residence on July 9th, 2022, when a dispute with their neighbor escalated into a fatal surprise attack. The scene began with multiple gunshots, with a man identified as 80-year-old James Frog Therial shooting at the couple. As the police officer arrived at the scene, he barked an order to James, who was already down the ground, to put his hand behind his back. Whilst in compliance, James told the police, "Sorry I had to do this."
Hands behind your back.
What?
Hands behind your back.
Ow.
Let's go. Come on.
Yep. Sorry I had to do this. Sorry I had to do this.
As the violent incident unfolded, law enforcement reached the distressed couple's residence, where a woman, her voice filled with agitation and instability, alerted the police to the shooting. Tearfully, she reiterated to the officer that both she and her boyfriend had been shot, pointing out the severity of her partner's injuries and indicating where they had been wounded.
Police department! Can you step out, please?
We've been shot.
Okay.
They shot at us from the back.
Okay.
Look at this. My boyfriend is in there in the back and in the front.
Two GSV victims, one shot in the back, one shot in the front.
As the case advanced, the officers apprehended James upon observing evidence of gunshot wounds on the couple. As he was being escorted into the police van, Mr. James, feigning a need for assistance, was queried by the police if he required aid, to which he responded in the negative. Police officers continued to search for additional evidence and a clearer account of the events. I guess when your next-door neighbor turns out to be a shooter, everyone's story gets a little fuzzy, because even the neighbors who were indoors at the time lacked a coherent explanation.
Right on, man. We're just doing our job, okay? It's just precaution, okay?
Okay. Not just too hard.
What's wrong with your legs?
What's wrong with your leg, sir? Do you need medical attention, sir? Are you injured? No. Okay.
Do you know the son's name? No? How old do you think he is?
The one I told you hi earlier today, how old do you think he is?
23 years. 22 years, okay. And you said he was here?
Yeah.
When that happened?
He may have been here. There's a good chance he may have been. I was inside, I don't know, but he was usually at the house of the man who took in Frog. In there. If he's not there, then he wasn't there.
Nevertheless, the officers and neighbors said that Frog and the couple had a strained relationship. The neighbor's wife confirmed this by saying they hated each other, noting that they would argue over trivial matters like grass.
He doesn't understand a whole lot because of his English. He's from Mexico, but dicen que los dos vecinas, los chingazos,
No, just hated each other.
they don't like each other because they were arguing over the grass.
Who? Frog and...
Yeah.
And they were arguing over the grass?
Yes.
This morning? Or...
No, sometimes.
They hate each other. That's all we know. Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought it was over drugs, but Frogs don't do drugs. All he does is drink beer. He's 81.
As the situation progressed, it seemed that James had committed this crime in his right state of mind after all. The police officers went to the van and pushed the portly man in the van, who seemed to be struggling because of his weight and probably age. He told the officers that he is not a dangerous man and bragged that he was about to turn 81.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. It's dangerous. Tight.
Bring out this leg. I'm not gonna unhandcuff you.
Come on.
I'm not a dangerous criminal. I'm gonna be 81 on
81? Hey, but I bet you don't feel 81 though. You still feel a little bit younger than that.
I feel like about a 91 right now.
91.
Seeing the man's debilitated state, the officers asked if he required medical attention. Appearing on the verge of suffocation, he responded by saying he needed a beer. Well, I guess even in the middle of distress, some people still manage to keep their priorities straight indeed. This was followed by a question and answering session between the officers and Frog as he opted to be called.
You don't need medical attention? You're all good? Huh? You don't need medical attention? You're all good? Medical attention? A beer? Yeah? No, we can't get you a beer, man. You ain't that lucky.
Mind if I call you James?
Call me anything you want. They call me Frog.
I'll call you Frog? Okay.
That's been my name since when I was in the Army.
And why do they call you Frog?
Because I was the only freshman there, and they called French people frogs.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know that, but I liked it.
I didn't know that either.
Better being called a son of a bitch.
Well, absolutely, I can understand that.
The police officer promptly stepped in to question Mr. Frog. However, before he could get far, Mr. Frog began explaining his relationship with his neighbors, the ones he had shot. Speaking in a hoarse voice, he stated that he and his son have had bad blood with these neighbors for a year and a half. It seemed that his hatred towards the neighbors was driven by the masculine looks of the husband, and it even made him insecure, hence killed him ruthlessly.
All right, James, the reason we want to talk to you is about the stuff that happened out there, okay?
That's terrible. I've been living there for 4 years.
Okay.
And I love it there, you know, it's nice and quiet and everything. And then these people moved next door to me about a year and a half ago. And I'm sorry, but worthless people, you know. And they call the cops on me like 4 or 5 times for no reason. You know, sometimes I'd be out there drinking a beer and they come out. So anyway, today they called the cops on me. They called the cops because my son was there. Because my son had a little fight with her son, which he doesn't even live there. And then she started yelling at him and everything. And my son took off with his girlfriend. And then they, all of a sudden, she came out and she was yelling at me because she does it all the time, you know. And these people, her boyfriend, he's a pretty big guy, you know, and he's already more or less threatened me a couple of times because he was a lot bigger than him, I guess. So anyway, they were gone and I was sitting outside, I was drinking a few beers, and I am afraid of him and her too. So I did have a gun outside. I've been in the Army. I have a right to bear arms. And I'm afraid that if they get a chance, they can hurt me. So I was just sitting there drinking a beer, and when they walked by, she started yelling again.
He continued to say that he suspects to have shot the girl too because she was running. He literally confessed to having committed the crime because he had been pissed off at them for a year and a half to date.
Shut up, and then he started coming towards me. So I reached over there and I grabbed it. And it happened so fast, I don't remember what happened. I know I shot him. I hope I didn't kill him, but I shot him. And he took off running, I shot him again. And she was running, and I may have shot at her too, I don't know. It just happened real quick. I've been pissed off at these people for like a year now. I hope I didn't hurt him too bad.
In the end, Mr. James was convicted first-degree murder, attempted felony, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to tamper with evidence. If you think that killing your neighbor is hilarious, check out the 4th case. On October 5th, 2021, in Gloucestershire, England, years of intense hatred towards his neighbors, Matthew and Sarah Borman, drove 52-year-old Can Arslan to commit a horrific act. The incident kicked off when a man, Ahmed with a wooden weapon, tried to intervene as Can attempted to break into a neighbor's house. Hoping to scare Can off, the man repeatedly ordered him to stop. However, Can remained undeterred, continuing with his break-in and even threatening the man with his knife. Looks like Can was determined to get what he wanted, no matter the consequences. He even threatened to kill him too.
You stand still now! Don't you do it on there! No! Stop! Stop! Put that knife down now! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down!
As soon as Khan managed to break into the house, danger mounted on the people who were in the house as this vicious man continued to be aggressive. Meanwhile, a man who was acting as a good Samaritan continued to try and prevent Arslan from breaking into the house by hitting him and advising the owners of the house to shut the door. This was followed by a barking sound of the dogs who had sensed extreme danger towards their owners whose house had been forcefully invaded by Arslan. As the case progressed, a large, apprehensive, middle-aged man stood by his neighbor's door, lighting a cigarette. He showed no signs of fear or remorse, and looked determined to commit the crime no matter the consequences. He engaged in conversation with two other unidentified men outside, likely keeping watch to prevent any further harm. Despite this, he smoked past them, walking freely away in a step that questioned them. Who would dare him? The situation intensified with the arrival of the police, who immediately got Arslan down in chains. The officers succeeded in handling the situation perfectly well. Goliath had fallen. He went on to threaten the police officer that, "You are next." This toothless dog barking did not bother the police officer. Instead, he continued with his conversation. Nevertheless, the defeated Khan started making claims that he was a special officer and laughing carelessly about the crime that he had ruthlessly committed. Unapologetic, too, claiming that he warned them that he was going to murder him.
Yeah, Delta 2. I have the suspect secured. I am fine on my own. Everyone else?
You're next, mother. There is a bond on your head.
I'm fine here, mate.
You're
the knife
next.
is there.
You're next.
Can you just canvass these people and check if this is the only suspect? The only suspect.
Look,
just
get
canvass
the
here.
front of me. He is dead, isn't it? I warned you. The police 1 year. Look, it happened. Immediate imbeciles. I was in special forces. I warned them. I was gonna murder them.
The scene unfolded with police officers escorting Mr. Arslan to the station. As they placed him in the van, the officers conducted a search for any dangerous weapons on his person. Mr. Arslan, who showed no resistance, cooperated with the police during his arrest. He seemed somewhat satisfied that his alleged threat to murder someone had been fulfilled, claiming they were against his son and wife. Throughout this, the officers maintained their composure and followed proper arrest procedures. Mr. Arslan attempted to leverage his arthritis issues to be handled in a certain way, but the officers showed him that they were trained to handle such situations safely. Unfazed by his insults, they firmly forced him into the van.
Right, are you happy to tell me your name now? I think I know what it is, but you haven't actually told me. What's your name, please?
I'm going to search you.
Okay. So what we're searching you for is anything that can harm us, anything that can harm you, or anything that can aid your escape, okay?
He's dead and I've been begging the police 1 year. I was desperate. Because he was against my son, my wife. I am begging you, could you put this in front?
No, unfortunately we can't. That's not in our
When I
policy.
have disability, don't you believe?
I do believe you, but I don't believe that they're causing you any harm, and it's
They are, I have arthritis.
Right, okay, it's proportionate to the
Look
offence
at the
that
10
we
of
suspect.
you, mother. Look, like I have the 10 people. There is a bond on your head as
What
well.
is it, a light?
Hey, there's no point threatening us, is there? It's not going to get you anywhere. Get another.
Yeah.
It's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, your own mother.
Arslan's records indicated a previous diagnosis of paranoid and antisocial personality disorder, but he had declined medication or treatment. It was further revealed that a week prior to the killing, he had been charged with harassing the Bormans and was released on bail. Ultimately, Khan Arslan was sentenced to a minimum of 37 years in prison. Thanks for watching. The YouTube algorithm thinks you will like this video the best. Watch and find out if it is right.